Cash the ticket, rate, review, subscribe. The final pod of the week before you head down to Florida.
I'm going to be your bet runner. That's my goal today. I want to be your runner. I want to get a phone call in a hushed tone from James Anthony Costa going, Michael, I got a hot tip. I need the 6th horse in the 8th race at Gulfstream Park.
You really think this show has done it to me, huh?
I am interested to see where we've arrived at. I know neither of you have finished the series. We'll get to that next week. I want to know if you are more or less inclined to place a wager on a horse race in a semi-serious manner. We'll get to it. I had to go to the depths of the ocean. I mean, straight up like hunting for tilapia to find us a college basketball pick that I'm going to sell you a
I
little
did
later.
not think one existed.
I got
so
you covered.
I'm proud of you if you found one.
I think I've got one. And we got to have a conversation about the system that's not a system because the book has caught up, and I'm going to explain to people why we're not giving more of them out. Now, we're 21-11. There's a reason we've only bet 32 of these games when there's probably double that amount that have qualified because the book is pricing it different. We're going to get to that. We got some sports. Unbelievable. Use your words, asshole. We've got a sports issue to get to. Also, we're going to talk about Jim's oversized shower. Anything else you'd like to
Yeah, I don't know what the sports issue is, and I don't know why my shower is up for debate today.
What a pre-show meeting where Jim's going all Rick Ross about his new shower.
I want to know if you can make a bet based on a bad omen. We'll get to that too.
Make a bet on a bad omen?
Yeah, letting vibes dictate a bet, because I have a question for the end of the pod.
Okay.
All right.
I love it. Let's begin.
Let's start with horse racing.
Okay.
Am I actually willing to bet on horse racing after watching Horse Players? 8 episodes in. Sorry, not done yet.
You don't need to be sorry. I like stretching the content.
I'm more likely to bet on horse racing. This stupid show. It is a stupid show.
It is.
But it's entertaining, and I'm getting a little more of a feel for it.
And you know what it is.
And for the first time ever, I looked over in the horse racing tab of the FanDuel app. So, yes, I'm a little more interested.
Good. And here's the key. For a value guy like yourself,
Value.
I could teach you how to handicap and how to bet horse racing where you only see and only play perceived value. It wouldn't even require you to go any deeper than just betting on value. That a horse, let's say you believe the horse should be 5-1 and it's a massive overlay, everything fits, and you're getting 11-1 that day. And after the pari-mutuel, you get your little bump, it's probably plus 1,200. You could sit back, I go, Jim, take half unit, turn it back into 6-1 or go full unit, bet the horse to win. How is it any different? You're hunting for parlays and you're betting on 4 or 5 different games. What if you just needed one outcome, one time?
But, Mike, I don't get to study the horse. I don't get to go out before the race and
that comes later.
Look at it's how does it walk? Does it wobble? What's the gait?
That comes later. I'll tell you what. FaceTime me when I'm at the track Saturday. I'll cue you into the paddock. I'll get you. I'll take Jim live to the horse he's betting. Is that what you want?
Mike, I don't know about this one. Looks kind of gangly.
Come on, Jim. Look at the bone density of this one. Huh?
No kidding.
Let's talk about it. But you know what I like is once you get past all the hee-hees and the ha-has, and you just talk betting and numbers, the allure is...
But like you said, it's like, guys, you build a parlay 3-4 legs, and it doesn't even pay out what one of these horses would pay. You only need one thing to go right. So I don't know how deep you want to go into horse racing today, but I am more open. I'll say this to you, Mike. I am more open-minded than my usual condescending, dismissive eye rolls. I'm open.
I think the way to do it is, all right, so I'll be at Fountain of Youth Day Saturday. I will take tomorrow and handicap and spend some time. And then what I can do is go, look, how many races do you want to bet?
How many are there on, say, Saturday?
14.
Okay, I'm not betting 14 races.
No, that's not advisable.
Okay.
Pick
14, Mike. Put $1 in.
What I would say is maybe place 3 wagers.
Okay.
We're going to find 3 horses that look like value, and you're going to start at the very bottom. No exotics.
Right.
No multi-race wagers. Jim Costa, seahorse, pick horse, win race.
3 races. We'll value each one of them.
Right, and again, you will not take negative odds on any of them. So for all the people who are going to bet minus 110 tonight on San Francisco or Gonzaga, Jim, the minimum you will see on anything we're going to play is plus 300. Minimum.
3-1.
Minimum.
Okay.
So maybe that's what we do. I go
Yeah.
through the card tomorrow. I've got ample time in the
You're
air.
going to be on a plane. Yep.
And I'll take care of it. And then I'm going to just send, all right, buddy, this is kind of what I'm thinking. And from there, you'll be able to say, I want this one, not that one. I want that one, not this one. I'll let you choose your own adventure.
Okay.
But if there's something I really, really love, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
And then you just got to tell me what you want to put on it, and I'll be your bet
Well,
runner.
I could log in and bet. I mean,
I know, but it's so much more fun.
More fun at the
Bringing you
track.
Cash in the envelope. That bit we had in the fall.
you got a fun weekend plan. You don't have to divulge too much. But you pumped?
No, there's nothing to divulge. Yeah, I've got a bunch of people I'm going down with, and a couple nice dinners, couple nice days. Hopefully, get a little sun. It's going to be a little
I
cloudy.
just got back from sun.
I know. You know my rules. I do nothing for 6 months, and then the other 6 months of the year, I live my life and I go nuts.
Yeah.
Be down there for a few days, do the horse racing on Saturday. May double dip at the track on Sunday. May. But that's it. Then I'm back and we're ready to rock middle of next week, and we'll fully dive into March Madness. But I think you should play 3 races.
Okay. 3 of the 14.
I think, yeah, we're going to target 3
How
horses.
many options are you going to give me? I'm not trying to ask you to bite off too much here.
I think I'd probably give you 2 or 3 horses per race I go
for
look.
each 14 races. So you're gonna
No. I will target down what I believe are the value.
So you'll weed out some of the races that aren't going to be as advantageous.
because what I want to do for you is I know what tickles your fancy, so to speak. I know what scratches your itch. You like value. So I will look for those opportunities for you and go, look, you know you have a lower opportunity of winning, but if
I'm going in expecting to miss all 3. I don't think there's any other way to
Okay.
go into this.
But if we
Especially
hit-
after watching Peter Sr. I mean, I can't expect to win anything.
But if you hit one, you're at least
it makes the whole thing.
If you hit one, you'll triple your money.
Yeah.
The way that I'm going to show you how to
stack it
do
up.
it. So look,
Cool.
we'll have some fun with it. I'm excited you're more likely. Now, when I look at Evan won't look at us. See, Evan has turned
He's
his
watching
chair.
golf over there.
Yeah, he's swiveled and turned his back on us. Evan, horse players, more or less likely to rifle a bet?
Equal.
Equal,
If I were
unfazed.
there, I would do it, but I'm not going to do it on the phone.
Okay. I really wanted to get a nice bet live from you.
I'll do one.
Any chance you're gummied up Saturday?
100% chance.
Okay, so you're going to be heavily medicated on weed.
Yeah.
What does your Saturday look like? What are the plans?
I got a haircut in the morning.
Morning haircut. He's going to be aerodynamic. So if I give a couple of races,
I'll pick one.
I love it.
1. All or nothing.
I love it. All eggs, one basket. Buffaloes. All right, let's do it.
The slot machine equivalent. I love
So
it.
you've got a couple episodes left. Evan, how many eps left for you?
5.
Okay,
He's
so he's
midpoint.
halfway through. You're 2/3 through. Sets up perfect
I
for
got
next
New
week.
Orleans next.
Yes. Also, Evan will be reposting. Last year, I did a full Gulfstream Park. If you're going to do a boys' weekend, it's not technically Miami. It's Hallandale Beach. It's not quite Fort Lauderdale. It's not quite Miami. But if you're going, and let's say you did a boys' weekend and you do Gulfstream Park one day, the big dinner, if you guys want to hit clubs and shit, go do whatever you like. My point is,
You guys hitting some clubs this weekend?
fuck you. I want to be in the winners club. That's
Okay,
all I
there you
care
go.
about. But if you want to plan that weekend, we have a full travel guide I did last year, and I think it stands the test of time. And then what I'll try to do, last year I remember I got to the hotel and I cut a quick episode. I will attempt to do the same, Evan. We'll have a StreamYard because the odds are not out yet. I have the card. I don't have odds. So sit tight, try to get you some stuff, and then now I got a plan of attack now that I know that old Jimmy over here. I'm going to tell you, Jimmy Cookies does sound like a guy who bets the horses.
Yeah.
But that sounds like a guy, Ozone Park, New York, Aqueduct, little sleazy, Jimmy Cookies. Maybe he used to work for Freihofer's or Entenmann's. New York people will know what that means. But Jimmy always had more money than a guy who drove a bread truck. You didn't know where the hustle was. Maybe ran some numbers. Maybe dabbled with the mob, but wasn't in the mob, wasn't made. But everyone knew him as Jimmy Cookies because of the day job, and he delivered chocolate cakes and shit. Jimmy Cookies. I feel
It is
like,
a racetrack character.
I feel like you're a John Conte type character.
That's how I pictured it.
You're pale John Conte.
Not if I hang out at the racetrack.
I'll tell you, well, listen, buddy, you came back from vacation, you look no different. You got no sun. It was unbelievable.
No, it was the SPF 5 million. That was out in the sun. all lathered up.
Jim was out there like the guy's cleaning up the Chernobyl site. He was in a full suit with a welding mask on. Holy shit. All right, but this is going to be fun.
Yes, we'll have fun with it.
I'm excited.
Okay, you have to explain how you found the college play tonight, because Evan and I sat in the little area over there, and we're like, there's no system plays. There's maybe this, no, never mind. This, no, never mind. Could we really? Nah, we shouldn't. You found something.
I just think it's a spot play. Like I talked about the Kentucky game a few days back. Look, Memphis just had one of their biggest wins of the year. They beat Florida Atlantic. By the way, FAU is going to be a team we target in the tourney. They're fake as fuck. They are not last year's story. Every time I want to buy into
But it's
them,
like the same dudes. I keep waiting for them to flip the switch, and
they're not.
They lost South Florida a couple weeks ago. I know.
Right, but they blow leads.
I know.
So Memphis beats them. Memphis is as inconsistent as any team in America. I do not trust Penny Hardaway as a coach.
Me neither.
Quinterly's either fabulous or terrible. They got another guy under NCAA probe. They now go on the road, riding high after the win at FAU. They're going to take on an East Carolina team who's 500 and just got their doors blown off by Rice. And yet, 20-8 Memphis is only laying 4.5 on the road to ECU. It's a letdown spot. It's a bounce back spot for the Pirates. It's a spot play. The other thing, I just don't trust Memphis. I don't trust their inconsistencies. I don't trust Penny as a coach. Penny's already complained about this team nonstop. And on a night-in, night-out basis, you don't know if Memphis cares. I think ECU plus the 4.5 would be the only play.
Yeah, why not? They had won, 3 of the 4 before that loss, so.
Just a spot.
And at home. Okay.
At the Sandra Bullock Coliseum.
Hey, we need to find something to play tonight, because it's
it
slim
is.
pickings, and that's the thing with the system, because when we put this out last year, we probably played twice as many games, maybe more.
We got to have that. You want to have that
Let's do it.
conversation? The book is caught up. That's the problem. The book is, we always talk about it. The book's never going to give you a free ride, right? Mm-hmm. All right. What the other night is a case in point. Mississippi State a year ago, that would have been Mississippi State at home, unranked, maximum catching 1.5, minimum laying 1.5.
Instead, it's
Right?
3.5.
3.5. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. You now are asking Mississippi State
The
to
lesser
win by
team.
2 possessions.
Yep.
That is,
Or, I'll
guys.
give you another example. A&M the other night against South Carolina, instead of it being 2.5, it was 5.5.
Correct. And that's where the book has caught up. Now, are there still opportunities for unranked teams at home? You know, is that still the right side to
There are
be
still
on?
losing
It
record,
is.
winning record. I think UTSA the other day qualified
Yeah,
and
but
hit. I
what
mean, they're
it's-
out there, but
what
there's
it's
not
done,
as many.
It's taken our record, and instead of batting about 80%,
Yeah, it was unreal last
we're
year.
batting 65, 64%. Now, let me remind you, a pro would kill their Nona to hit 60%. If long haul, we hit 60% on system that isn't a system but plays like a system, we haven't just done our job. We've beaten the system. So I know we get emails every week, cashticketpodcast@gmail.com, and we love your feedback. But you got to stop asking for 11 system plays a week.
We get people, does this qualify? Does that qualify? Does this qualify?
And even though they might, what Cookie's over here, Jimmy Aqueduct, what he's saying is truth. Not every spot is created equal when the numbers are no longer equal. Last year, we would see on the regular, awful team, favored by 1.5, over team with a good record. And it was always 1.5. And it was always doable. And maybe it would boost to 2. Never 3, certainly not 4 or 5. Now, what the book has done is they have basically slid the number on many nights to a 2-possession number. Do you know what I can't do? Is ask a bad team to go in and just win by 2 possessions. That's really hard. So we're playing less, still keeping our percentage high, and you have to understand, I don't have another caper. Like, I don't have this, I'm not David Blaine. Like, I'm going to give you some spot plays like Kentucky at home against Bama, and we're going to hit them. Like, I'm good at that. And we're going to do the system. But it's got to be more tactical because the book knows, and they got tired of getting their dicks beat in, and they're repricing. And I'm with Jim on this. I just don't feel great being like, yeehaw, horseshit team laying 5 and a hook.
Here's 4 bets tonight. No.
We're going to take it. We're going to be pragmatic, and we're going to keep rolling. I think as now we get into the final 2 weeks of the season and conference tournament time, handicapping situation, handicapping motivation, handicapping seating, I think all that stuff's going to matter. Your opportunities for system plays will shrink a little bit.
Well, we're going to lose home court entirely in about, a couple weeks here?
Yeah, and I always remember the promo you cut, and it haunts me to this day. And it was like, oh, yeah, cash the ticket with Jimmy Cookies. You know, I used to like it because you could eliminate half the board right from the start.
Yeah, because we don't bet any road teams.
Up next, chair drop. Can't eliminate half the teams.
All neutral site.
Right.
The waters get muddy, murky.
Right, so just be careful. But tonight, if you wanted to play, take the ECU with the 4.5. See if you can get a rat home, dog home.
And by the way, you said next week, Trust Index 2.0. People loved 1.0. It's officially March tomorrow. When you get back and we reset and we dive a little deeper, Trust Index 2.0 next week. We'll do a 3.0 right when the tournament starts.
Okay.
But we'll do a check-in next week so people keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
I had a college hoops thing I wanted to throw at you. ESPN Joe Lenardi today. You see what he said? Made a case for an 80-team field. This on the heels, same site, ESPN reporting, 12-team football playoff. Get ready, optimism for 14. So what I want to ask you, Mike, you hate both of these.
I can't stand this.
You hate both of these. I want you to pick the lesser of two evils. 80 or 14. You love
14.
football.
14. It's not even a conversation.
Really?
You know, Jay Billis, who might be the most self-important person I've ever interviewed. And I like Jay Billis's work. It's not a shot. I just don't understand how someone has zero chill. I don't understand.
Mr. Fine 'em all for storming the court.
You can't just,
handcuffs to the gallows.
How do you just live life with a stick up your ass nonstop? Like, Jay, do you ever just chill, say the F word, watch a basketball game, and order a pizza? Very weird. My point is, he had the best comment on this. He goes, look, are we just going to turn this into an invitational? Like, you should have to do something hard to get into this tournament.
And right now, I mean, the people who think 68's too many as is, and now you're talking 80, maybe 96. I'm like, Joe, Lenardi.
Stop, because basically you're just going to let every team who can bounce a basketball get in. And it's just pathetic. I don't want it. I'm not into it.
So you'd rather have 14 than 80? You'd rather have the 14-team college football playoff than an 80-team March Madness tournament?
100%.
Okay.
It's not even a question for me.
I'm on the other side, but I continue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then let me stop. Convince me.
We already have a watered-down college basketball regular season. We live it today. If you keep expanding, 12 might have been on the line, maybe over the line for some people. You go 14, we're going to get 3 lost teams, plural, into the college football playoff. You're going to water down the regular season to where it is college basketball. I've already accepted that college basketball's regular season's watered down.
Okay.
I wouldn't like 80, but football at least is trying to sit on the fence and try to balance postseason and regular season.
Okay.
College basketball lost that battle years ago. I don't want football to lose that battle too.
Okay. That's sensible. That you don't want to let go. My point of view is it's already been ruined, so
Yeah.
I view them as equal. I think
And you hate the excess of 80.
I do, because I can't find 40 good college basketball teams. Think about it. Like Michigan State. How many times do I have to tell you they're not a good basketball team? Michigan State would be firmly in the 40s, right?
Yeah.
So what's a team that's in the 60s?
I'll give you an example.
70s.
Ken Palm, which is not the same thing as like actual resume and who makes the tournament. Ken Palm's teams in the 80s, 15-13 Georgia, 15-12 North Texas. We don't need those teams on the bubble. Those teams shouldn't be in the tournament. We don't need to see 15-13 Boston College or 15-13 LSU. These are the type of teams who are barely over 500 that you'd be letting into an 80-team field.
I don't have an interest in it. So, look, they've talked about expansion for a long time. It's a cash grab. They don't care about the quality. The tournament for me right now could stay this way forever, and I think they've got it right. It's $1 billion. It's the right amount of teams. I think the only thing I'm hoping for right now, I want the play-in game in Dayton, Patino versus Izzo.
White suit versus back to the suit.
Oh, yeah, Tommy jumpsuits.
No, he can get back to the suit.
You know what's interesting?
You've been calling for it, and Rick Pitino showed a little bit of, hey, if
Do you know
go
what
back to your
Izzo's
roots.
record is since ditching the suit?
I saw a graphic somewhere. It's ridiculous. Because it's post-COVID. He went a little
had a
more
buddy
casual.
send this to me.
Yep.
76 and 60 post suit. You got to put the suit
Wearing the
back on.
sweaters and the joggers. Okay. The white suit, though. I don't know if, did we talk about it earlier this week for Pitino? Such a power move. Given all the stuff this week with his team.
Oh, bribing his tailor? It was great. And look, they bombed Creighton. I mean, the
And
team.
then they supported the white suit.
Well, and that's the key.
He got the buy-in from his guys. People got on him because of what he said,
That's right.
but he ultimately got the guys in the locker room where they needed to be.
Well, here's the other thing. You ever think the coach knows his team?
Right. Push
Knows
the
what
button.
level of critique they can handle?
Well, it did seem like he went a little overboard, but then he reined it in, got
All
those
these-
guys.
All these soft-ass
Yep.
reporters who want to just do the faux outrage for their dead-end gig. Oh, my God, you can't say that about those kids. Why? They wanted to be employees. They wanted the fucking money. What do you think? It's all rainbows and sunshine when you're an employee?
And by the way, you sign up to be coached by Rick Pitino.
Yeah, must have missed where nice guy, good guy Rick Pitino was the thing.
Wait, why isn't he treating us very nicely? This is Rick Pitino. This is what you signed up for. And they responded. So
Big time.
there you go.
I loved it.
Can you bet based on a bad omen?
You need to explain this.
My Red Wings are red hot. They've won 6 straight hockey games, hottest team in the sport. And right before we taped today, they unveiled a new logo patch, little jersey patch. You've
Let me
seen
hear
teams
it.
do this, right? You know,
Let me
it's
hear it.
where we're going. I'm not going to complain about it too much.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to yell at Cloud so I could then make fun of you.
No, this is where it's going. I mean, I'm not going to fight a losing battle. The logo that they put on their jersey is fairly tasteful, but it's a waste company.
Fairly tasteful,
It's
he says.
it's a trash waste management company. Priority Waste. Is that not a bad omen for my team who's
Priority
won
waste.
Priority Waste? Now it just says Priority, but the company's Priority Waste is putting a garbage waste company on the logo of the Detroit Red Wings amidst a 6-game win streak. Not a bad omen.
This is problematic.
Do I take your Islanders,
No.
your childhood hockey team, minus 110 tonight in Detroit? Bet a bad omen. Take the Islanders against a team that put waste on their jerseys. Is it a thing? Can I bet based on a bad omen?
Okay, here's the problem. Like, for instance, this is the first 6-game win streak.
In the Yzerman era, so the
Correct.
last 5 seasons.
One would say that after a team's won 6 in a row, you should start playing against them.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, Jim could go like Martingale's system and just either go broke or get rich trying. The point is, I don't think it's a bad play in sum total. It's really hard to just string wins together. I mean, another win tonight, you've basically taken 10% of your schedule and just won all those games in a row.
Yeah. And your Islanders need it too. They're in the hunt.
But do I think it's a bad omen to put a dumpster company on your jersey amidst being red hot? Yes. Yes. Yes, I do.
And what I mean by tasteful, it's white on red. It doesn't like stand out. They didn't like splotch the logo with their yellow trucks on the Red Wing jersey.
I love how you say it's tasteful.
As tasteful as it gets, right? I mean, we've seen this with the Tigers, and they got the Old English D, and no one hates messing with that stuff.
Well, you can't. It's iconic.
Right.
That's iconic.
Right, but they throw little stitched on logo on the jersey and people freak out. Or the Red Wings put logo on their helmet and people freaked out. I get it. Nobody wants to turn this into NASCAR, but at least they're not splotching in different colors and making it look like...
I have to tell you, I've never heard the word splotch.
I've used it twice now. I don't even know if I'm using it correctly.
Is splotch a word?
Feels like it could be.
Hold on.
Splotch.
Hold
I may
on.
have made up a word.
Splotch. I would assume that is spelled like that. Okay, splotch. A blob or smear of something,
Yes.
typically a liquid. Quote, a splotch of red in a larger area of yellow, close quote. Verb, mark with a blot or smear of something. The white tablecloth was splotched with red wine, close quote. Splotch is a real word. Shout out CMU education.
So they didn't splotch the jersey.
Splotch away.
It's subtle and it's white on red, so it's not in your face.
There's going to be splotches of blood Saturday at the track when we go 0 for 14 with Jim's bets. Splotch.
So I am making the Islanders a play. We'll have a second play on the pod. Bad omen bet the Islanders.
All right. Don't hate it.
Do you keep up with the Islanders?
I do to a point, but something's got to go. Like in the course of, like for instance, with the Wings
They already fired the coach.
Right, and with the Wings being good, okay, so that takes time.
Yeah.
Baseball prep takes time. College basketball full immersion takes time. NBA takes time. Then I'll admit it, there's a post-football cool-down period.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you can't be everything all the time to everyone. You can't. So hockey in a non-Red Wing format takes a distant back seat. I mean,
Well, I wasn't going to gotcha your quiz you on the Islanders line combinations. I'm just curious, because I know.
My neighbor's Matthew Barzal.
Right.
I just, it's something where, the Islanders used to be my favorite team in any sport. I love the Islanders, like 8th, 9th grade, up through high school.
Did they have the Angry Fisherman logo at the time?
That started in 1995, I believe, the Mike Milbury era. David Spano era.
Oh, was that the dude that tried to buy the team? They made the 30 for 30 on him?
Yeah, except he was a crook and didn't have any money and was a con artist.
Nearly got away with it, too.
Yeah, and then Charles Wang bought the team. And then I think Sanjay Kumar was like the assistant. And then someone got arrested there. It was chaos.
Did I see you guys are hosting the All-Star game coming up?
Yeah, they got the new arena.
Yeah.
It's at Belmont Park.
Okay.
It's at that facility. It's supposed to be very nice. I have not been.
Okay.
Long story short, a lot of my passion died because Milbury was my version of Matt Millen. I mean, we had 19-year-old Roberto Luongo. He came up on a Saturday afternoon against the Bruins, 51 saves, and you go, oh my God, we got a franchise savior. 2 months later, we're trading Roberto Luongo on draft day to draft another goalie. And they changed the rules that you can't handle the puck. Cutscene, Rick DiPietro's biggest skill, handling the puck. That was Mike Milbury. He got into a pissing match with Martin Straka, and it's basically you're no good. You can't play in this league. Trade him. 40-goal season. Pierre Turgeon, fan favorite. Everyone loved him. Captain of the 93 team that beat the Pens in overtime and went to the Eastern Conference Finals, the most magical year of my life, and traded him for Kirk Muller. One problem, Kirk Muller didn't want to be there and played like a bitch. All the bad shit. Drafting Eric Lindros's brother, who had concussion problems, number 6 overall. He played 18 total games, smashed his head 15 times, and was gone. I can keep going. I got a million of these fucking things.
I'm happy I asked.
The whole point I'm making, hey, let's go sign Wendell Clark. Why? We're terrible. It's just, look, man, I had a lot of it taken out of me. Now, have I enjoyed a couple of the playoff runs in recent years? And it was really touching to see the old fans at the old barn, the Coliseum, have their team back. For years, the Islanders have been nomadic. Hey, we're going to play at Barclays. Hey, we're going to move the team to Kansas City. Oh, hey, we need a new arena, but Nassau County won't approve one, and we're playing in a dump. Then the dump became this I don't know, almost like a fantasy land. Holy shit, the games are back at the Coliseum, the old barn, and the team is good, and the roof is coming off the fucking place. And they fall just short of going to the Stanley Cup Finals. I've enjoyed that, but the day-to-day, I don't have the time. I don't have the emotion.
Why not a Rangers fan? Because you're a Giants fan. Don't they go hand in hand?
Yeah.
Why not a Rangers fan? Especially that era, the Rangers were much better.
Mike Gartner, Mike
Brian
Richter,
Leach,
Mark Messier, Brian Leach, all of them. Really hard to explain. I don't know why. Why did I like Michigan State? Why did I like the Islanders? I don't know.
Okay.
But the Islanders, Sports Channel New York, Jiggs McDonald on the call, Stan Fischler.
Jiggs McDonald is not a real person. Who is Jiggs McDonald?
Okay, take that back.
Am I insulting someone
Jiggs
who's a legend or something?
Jiggs McDonald is a hockey legend. He's a gentleman.
How is Jiggs spelled? I'm putting this in
I
right
believe it's Jiggs McDonald. He has lovely glasses and a beautifully maintained beard. I believe Jiggs is still with us, and he had a 50-year broadcasting
Oh my gosh,
career.
yeah, this guy actually does. This is great.
Jiggs McDonald was a AAA rated broadcaster.
He is still with us.
Okay.
I think he's still doing stuff.
Had Al Arbor behind the bench, but it was just this thing, and the Islanders were not very good. And we had a farm team of theirs in town, and it just, I don't know. I loved the logo. I fell in love with the team. mean, Derek King, Benoit Hogue, Rich Pilon, Scott LaChance, Pierre Turgeon, Glenn Healy. Like, I love that team. I don't know why.
Kind of looks like hockey Santa Claus.
He is. And every night was Christmas when he broadcasted the game. He was tremendous. Do you want to
Apologies to the Jigs McDonald family.
You should pull up some Jigs McDonald highlight.
I will.
Hold on. Is there a Jigs? Hold on. I gotta see this. Let me just. Is there a Jigs McDonald like highlight
mashup?
Look at this. 82 Patrick semifinal Pens at Islanders. Coliseum memory. Jigs McDonald with Stan Fischler. Now you have to click on that at some point today. Amazing. 6 minutes and 8 seconds of joy.
All right, it's on the agenda. All right,
want some Ziggy Palffy highlights?
Oh, that'd be great. Zygmunt Palffy. No, anything else we got to get to here?
No, I think that's a pretty full ep. I'm going to get the handicapping done for you. We're going to bet some horses this week, and we're going to get you involved, see if we can pop your cherry at the track. And Evan's going to be gummied out of his mind. And we're going to, Evan, I'll place a free roll for you. How about this? You don't even need to worry about anything. I'll just give you the best price with the best name that I see all day.
Love it.
And Evan's just going to chew a few gummies, kick back, stream it on his phone. Sound good?
Perfect.
Let's play. Take him to the bridge, Jimmy.
Rate, review, subscribe. Next week, Trust Index 2.0 in March Madness. The plays from today's episode, ECU and the New York Islanders.
So gross.
It's Cash the Ticket. Thanks.